Most people imagine wealth as a never-ending series of level-ups. A bigger house, a faster car, a new phone every year, more expensive wine on the table. Society tells us that this is what success looks like. But let you in on a secret, and it might sound a bit shocking. The best financial upgrade you can possibly make is the quiet reset that, from the outside, looks like a step backward. Yes, you heard me right. Sometimes, slowing down your lifestyle is actually how you repair the engine. Here is what no one tells you. Most of us think that by earning more, we are becoming more free. In reality, we're often just buying our way into a bigger cage. Have you ever noticed? As your salary goes up, why does the amount of money left over at the end of the month stay exactly the same? What exactly is filling that gap between the dreams you had when you were making $60,000 a year and the reality of making $120,000? In the finance world, we call this lifestyle creep, and it's a silent killer. But this isn't just about money. It's about identity. Today, we aren't just talking about the cash in your pocket. We're talking about the psychological weight that money places on you and how to break free through a quiet reset. Picture this. You're on the side of a mountain, trying to climb to the top. Most of us are making this climb while carrying a massive boulder on our backs. What is that boulder? It's the oversized mortgage, the lease on the luxury SUV, the expensive club memberships, and all those high-end gadgets we bought just to keep up with the people around us. As we get closer to the top, we get exhausted because our load gets heavier with every step. We stop, look at the other climbers, and see they're struggling with the same weight. We tell ourselves, I guess this is just what climbing feels like. But here's the real question. Who put that rock on your back? And more importantly, if you dropped it, would you really fall or would you finally start flying toward the summit? Human psychology is a strange thing. We have this mechanism called hedonic adaptation. When we buy something new, our brain gets a hit of dopamine and we feel great. But that feeling only lasts a few weeks. Eventually, that new thing becomes the new normal. Your baseline shifts. A $2,000 sofa doesn't excite you anymore. But the thought of a $1,500 sofa suddenly makes you feel deprived. This is where the danger lies. While we think we're raising our standards, we're actually just raising our misery threshold, turning ourselves into people who constantly need more just to feel okay. Let's put some real numbers on this. Take a typical white-collar professional in the U.S. earning a gross salary of $150,000. After taxes, they have a decent chunk of change. Because they feel they've earned it, they move into a $4,000 a month rental in a trendy neighborhood. They put an $800 a month SUV in the driveway. Between private school tuitions, high-end grocery runs, and expensive dinners out, they might save $500 a month if they're lucky. Now, how rich is this person really? If they lost their job tomorrow, how long could they maintain this life? 3 months? 5? This is the point most people miss. This person isn't wealthy. They are just a high-income slave. Everything they own is actually owning them, draining their time and their energy. Compare that to someone who chooses the quiet reset. This person might see their income jump to $150,000, but they choose to keep living as if they only make $70,000. That $80,000 difference? That becomes their FU money. That money gives them the luxury of saying no to a toxic boss, the freedom to walk away from a project they hate, and, most importantly, the ability to sleep peacefully at night. The math is cold and honest. Spending $10,000 a month while earning $11,000 is infinitely more risky and stressful than spending $3,000 a month while earning $5,000. The second person is the one who is actually closing in on true financial freedom. There comes a point in life where you wake up, look around, and ask yourself, is this stuff here for me or am I here for the stuff? That is the exact moment things start to shift. Most people are terrified to even ask that question because the answer might require them to blow up their entire life. Psychology tells us that humans are hardwired for loss aversion. The pain of losing something is twice as powerful as the joy of gaining it. This is why giving things up feels like a defeat, like we're losing the game. We worry that our friends will judge us or think we failed. But in reality, you aren't failing, you're just rebranding. I've realized something. Truly confident people who actually understand the value of their money don't feel the need to perform. For them, the ultimate luxury isn't a possession. It's autonomy over their time. If you're the one who decides when your day starts, you are infinitely wealthier than the executive wearing a $50,000 watch who has to sprint to a 7 a.m. board meeting. It's not just a lifestyle choice. It's a level of self-awareness most people never reach. This quiet reset isn't about selling everything and living in a van. It's a strategic retreat. Think of it like a gambit in chess. You sacrifice a piece to gain a much stronger position. It might mean quitting the $200 a month gym to run in the park. It might mean skipping the yearly iPhone upgrade. It might even mean downsizing to a smaller, more manageable home. So, why do I call this an upgrade? Because it clears your cognitive bandwidth. Instead of a brain that is constantly redlining, trying to figure out how to cover next month's bills, you get a brain that is free to think about how to create value, how to invest, or how to build a business. Financial stress is like malware that slows down your mental processor. Once you wipe that virus, your real potential finally shows up. Here's the thing most people miss. We've been conditioned to believe that our spending must increase in direct proportion to our income. You got a 20% raise? Time for a luxury car, right? Wrong. That's total nonsense. It's just increasing the speed on the treadmill. You're sweating harder. You're getting exhausted, but you haven't moved an inch. If you want to actually change your life, you have to step off the treadmill and start walking your own path. But why is that so hard? Why are we so attached to the extra-large house, the designer bags, or the overpriced weekend brunches? It's because of status anxiety. In a competitive culture like the US, your spending is treated like a leaderboard of your social standing. But the smartest move you can make is to tear that leaderboard down. That status doesn't serve you. It serves the banks and the advertisers. When you buy something, you aren't just paying the sticker price. You're paying for the maintenance, the insurance, the taxes, and most importantly, the mental overhead. The cost of $1 million home isn't just the mortgage, it's the energy it takes to keep it clean, the effort to maintain the yard, and the pressure to keep up with the neighbors. That weight is a parasite on your creativity and your willingness to take risks. I've realized this. The more you cut out the noise in your life, the sharper your financial decisions become. When you finally stop and shake things off, you quit asking, "What should I buy?" and start asking, "What do I truly not need?" This isn't about deprivation. It's about subtraction. Just like a sculptor finds the statue hidden inside a block of marble, your true freedom appears once you chip away the excess. There's a massive mistake most people make, swinging between extremes. People think resetting your life means you have to go live like a monk. No, that's not going to last. Financial freedom doesn't come just from skipping your morning coffee. That $5 latte isn't what's keeping you from being rich. The real killers are the big life choices where you bleed thousands of dollars every single month. Another mistake is treating this whole process like a punishment. If you feel restricted, you're doing it wrong. A real reset should feel like a relief. It's like finally dropping a heavy boulder after carrying it for miles. If you feel sad letting that weight go, you haven't fully realized how much it was crushing you yet. Let's look at two different lives over a 10-year horizon. First, we have status-rich Mark. Every time Mark got a raise, he upgraded his life. He lived in the trendiest neighborhood and sent his kids to the most expensive camps. 10 years later, his salary has hit $250,000. But after his debts, he has almost nothing left. Every morning, Mark goes to work thinking, "What if I get fired today?" He can't stand up to anyone at the office, and he's stuck on his laptop, even on vacation. From the outside, Mark's life looks incredible, but inside, it's hollow. Then there's our quiet hero, Sarah. As her income grew, she managed to keep her lifestyle the same. Her friends mocked her for driving an old car, but she just laughed it off. After 10 years, Sarah has enough saved to live off of forever. If Sarah wants to quit her job, it's not a disaster. It's just a change of pace. Sarah didn't spend her money on things. She used it to buy back her own time. Who do you think is more successful? whose life is actually better. This is the point most people miss. The quality of your life is measured by your options, not your expenses. I want you to look at money like this. Every $100 in your pocket is actually a few hours of future peace. If you blow that money on something stupid, you're throwing those peaceful hours in the trash. A quiet reset is essentially a way to buy back time. You're trading today's pointless spending for tomorrow's priceless hours. It's more than a budget. It's a philosophy. It's saying, my time is more valuable than that brand name label. Once you understand that, those flashy stores don't look tempting anymore. They just look like traps designed to take your freedom. When we hear the word luxury, we immediately think of a price tag. I think that's the biggest lie in the world. Real luxury is waking up without an alarm. It's not having to work with people you dislike. It's being there to watch your kids grow up. Ironically, these are the exact things that people in the most expensive cars and biggest houses often crave the most. Resetting your life quietly isn't shifting into reverse. It's finally taking the steering wheel. Most people think they have to run faster to win the race. I'm telling you, the only way to win the race is to leave it. When you set your own rules, you don't have to compete with anyone. When you close this video, take a look around you. Everything you own has a freedom cost. Remember, the wealthiest person isn't the one who has the most, but the one who needs the least. Maybe the ultimate upgrade for you is letting go of the noise and hitting that quiet reset button. Because true wealth isn't the money you spend, it's the inner peace that comes from not having to spend it. So ask yourself, are you truly rich? Or are you just a security guard for an expensive lifestyle? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this. Is there something you gave up that actually brought you more freedom? Let's talk in the comments, because knowing you're not alone on this path is half the battle. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.